Let's return to Beowulf and ask ourselves, what is the cultural background? Yeah, what can we learn from Beowulf in terms of cultural studies, cultural formations there? The most important thing, first of all, is it's a very pagan poem. Although there are Christian allusions, yeah, the system of values and the social relations and so on, they are still very, very pagan. And I would like to point a few out here. The pagan funerals, for example. Heroes like Shield Shefing, who is invoked right at the beginning of Beowulf as Hrothgar's ancestor. When he dies, he's put on a ship. The ship is set on fire, and he is pushed out to the sea. Voyage to the other world, of course. Yeah. Very pagan, and Beowulf, we saw this. In the end, he is burned as well. So Christian would be burial, but being burned is a very pagan way. Wergild, and this is a concept which I would like to refer to now. Man money. Yeah, wer is man. We still have it in a word like werewolf. Werewolf, man, wolf. Which means if you kill somebody of another tribe, you can buy yourself off. I mean, vendetta would ensue, blood feuds and so on, unless you pay money to the relatives of the one you killed. And the important thing is that the amount of the wergild you have to pay depends on the other's social position, on his lineage. A peasant may be rather cheap. If you killed a peasant, or a slave even. But if you killed an aristocrat or a king's son, of course, this is a lot of money you would have to pay in order to avoid that they come after you. This is the occasion of Beowulf, because Beowulf wouldn't have come probably to Hrothgar's court to help Hrothgar fight Grendel if he hadn't been indebted to Hrothgar forever, because Hrothgar paid the wergild for Beowulf's father, Ecgtheow, who killed, I think, a king's son or somebody, and couldn't afford the wergild. This would have meant for him to be ostracized from his own tribe, who would send him away because they know the others will come after him. And most certainly, this would be his certain death, of course. Yeah. So Hrothgar saved Ecgtheow's, Beowulf's father's, life by paying the wergild for him, and this means Beowulf is indebted to him forever. And there you see how important bloodline is. Yeah? Even the liabilities of a father are bequeathed to his son. And most importantly, the value depends on your lineage, your value, because the money depends on your lineage. Nobody's equal in those days. I mean, you have a value, a certain value, which can be measured in money. Yeah? Think about that. It's so far away from everything we hold dear these days, but our modern worldview is only 250 years old or something. Okay. There's that, fate, yeah? Another pagan concept invoked in Beowulf as a driving force in life. Fate is relentless. This is what we learn a lot of times, because life is transitory. And that we are dying is due to fate, and we live a transitory existence between darkness and darkness. We come from darkness, we go to darkness, and in the middle we have a bit of light. And this is, of course, always jeopardized by fate. And fate is relentless. I mean, you cannot escape fate, even in battle. You do your best, still do, but whether you live or die is preordained. Fate, always invoked in Beowulf, goddess Fortuna in Latin. Glory, a very important concept. Glory is your way to immortality. I mean, we're in a pagan society, which means there's no heaven. To gain immortality, glory is the only thing, because your heroic deeds will be sung at the campfire for all eternity if you are glorious. This is, you have to seek glory in order to achieve that. And this is also the social importance of the shop, the minstrel, who is continuously alluded to in Beowulf, because he will sing your heroic deeds forever. And we have this in Beowulf. Yeah? Come, shop, sing us of King, of Sigemund, of anything like that, of the heroic deeds of the past. And the king is the glory father. And there you see, he is responsible, and in a way he is conducive to your glory, which makes you immortal. And by the way, I mean, the Semitic religions, Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, I mean, they don't have, they have an answer to our mortality, heaven, some like paradise, whatever. In a pagan society, you don't. And this means you have to find a concept to gain your immortality. Glory is the thing. All right? Okay. And this is symbolized, your glory, by the rings. Your ring giver gives to you. That's the most important social relation between king and warrior. He rewards you for your heroic deeds by giving you gold, bracelets, rings, an armor, a helmet, whatever, a sword. All these things are not important in terms that you will be a rich man. No, I mean, they are important because they symbolize your glory. And from first sight, I mean, if somebody comes there with a completely golden armor, you know you are dealing with one of the greatest heroes ever, because his king gave it to him. There's this mutual contract between king and warrior. King provides for his retainers, who in return protect him, fight for him. And this is not only true for the king, even the prince, the king's son, if he wants to succeed his father, has to start handing out treasure even before his father's death, because he has to make sure that his men, his warriors, will stand to him when his father dies, because there's always something like a power vacuum, if you like, there's always a chance that you will be usurped by a close relative, for example. And we know this, that Wealhtheow, Hrothgar's queen, is afraid of that for her own sons, because she asked Beowulf to protect her own sons. She's afraid that they will be usurped by their uncle when King Hrothgar dies. So make sure that your people stand to you even before you come king. Very important thing. Your closest friend is the shoulder companion. And this is the metaphor used, the shoulder companion, because he stands next to you in battle line and protects you, and you protect him. And if he dies, it's your failure, and vice versa. This in Beowulf makes it really hard, because Grandel's mother killed Beowulf's shoulder companion, Esra. And this makes Beowulf particularly wroth, because his shoulder companion is dead, which means he has to avenge, he has to kill Grandel's mother, because that happened. So yes, the shoulder companion, your closest friend, next to you in battle, you protect one another. Anglo-Saxon women, we have to pay some attention to those. I mean, not much talk about women, but they have one very important social function, and that is that of a peace weaver. That's usually the word used, peace weaver. Because, I mean, if you are a king, you have a daughter, you may marry her off to the daughter, or to the son of the king next door, in order to secure peace, because intermarital relations are just as important as blood relations. It's the same thing. There really is no difference between your son-in-law and your real son. None whatsoever. So you secure peace by using women as a sort of pawn in the game. Marry them off to the tribe next door. We get this in a number of Old English poems, which we call Frauenlied, Frauenlieder. For example, the Wife's Lament, when peace weaving has gone wrong because she is married off to a tribe next door, and they treat her badly. I mean, we have this in Celtic poetry, the Mabinogion, for example, we have that too. And war will ensue, most definitely. I mean, this is something you don't do, I mean, to mistreat a peace-weaving woman. Even Wergild is a peace weaver, most certainly, because she's called a wolfing. Wolfing is she is of the people of Wolf, which means the Wolfings, next door, people of Wolf, another tribe, where she comes from, in order to secure peace with Hrothgar's people. One thing, one misreading of Beowulf's social role is that, very widespread, because she serves Beowulf and his heroes, that she is reduced to a mere servant. And that's not the case. Just the opposite. I mean, she is talking in very equal terms to the heroes, to Beowulf. I mean, she's talking to him at a high level, really is. And the thing that she serves him symbolizes Beowulf's glory, his greatness. What a great honor for him that the queen brings him a cup. Okay, that's it. So it's not that she is reduced to a servant. He is heightened to a king-like figure because of his glory, what he has achieved. Yeah, and this is her role. Okay, the monsters, they live in a lake. Lakes always doors to the pagan underworld. You get this quite a lot in Anglo-Saxon poetry. They are envious of the merriment at Hrothgar's hall, and then they will go berserk. I mean, with this, you have this quite a lot in Celtic poetry, that a ship carrying Arthur and his companions going down the spoils of Annwn to the underworld to retrieve a magic cauldron or something like this. Or think of Loch Ness, always doors to the underworld where monsters live. The last thing, or two more things, there is this concept of always impending doom we get in Beowulf. We know Heorot will burn down. We know the Swedes will overrun and wipe out the Geats. All that is told in Beowulf, or is preordained, or is mentioned. It's not part of that, but part of the poem directly, but we get to know this is going to happen. Yes, this constant premonition of impending doom, a very pagan thing. The last thing I would like to mention is the Christian elements in Beowulf, which you have. Most of it, the way of thinking and so on, is, the system of values is pagan, but some heroes are buried. Some are, and Grendel's even called a descendant of Cain, the Old Testament invoked here. And the thing is, how did this come about? And the modern theory is that, yes, Beowulf, of course, was written by a Christian author writing about the pagan past. And he says this quite verbatim. Those were pagans who did not have the right faith. So he writes about the pagans, and the Christian elements in Beowulf, which there are quite a few, they are the authors, which he brings in from his perspective. So the poem really has a double perspective. His perspective as a Christian looking at the pagan past. This very much explains the Christian elements in the poem. And it's not that those were added later on or something like this. No, they were composed with the poem. This does not mean that he composed the poem from his mind. In all likelihood, Beowulf goes back to a Scandinavian legend. And we still have loads and loads of Grendel's Lake or something like this. There are some signs that Beowulf was quite en vogue, the story of Beowulf in those days. Although, and that's the last thing, the only one who is not historical is Beowulf. Most of the other characters we can find in history. Beowulf we can't. The Beowulf, the Beowulf, the bear. Okay. Let's stop here. Thank you.